Man. What's up, world? What's up, world? Man, it's been a minute. It's your boy, Young Tino. Just wanted to come to you live. I know I ain't talked to you guys in a minute. Hope everybody's had a great week and a wonderful day. Just want to take some time to kind of reach out to my people, my few people, and just kind of have some talks and kind of catch up on some of the things that's going on. Hope everybody's being blessed. I've been in the transition stage, been moving, so just kind of been doing some different things. So it's kind of kept me off the top of my game, but I need to step back up and continue trying to bring the knowledge forth and continue to have those hard conversations and converse with the like minds, and hopefully some things connect and we can bounce ideas off each other and change some things where we can, a little bit at a time, right? So anyways, first of all, I want to say rest in peace to my little cousin who passed away about a week or so ago. Died in a car wreck, quad. Uh, uh, real funny youngster, man, and gonna be definitely missed. Um, Also, I want to say rest in peace to Dr. Larry. For those of y'all that may follow me or have had a chance to see the interview we did on my page, we did an interview about 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately, he passed away as well this earlier this week. So, just makes you realize how precious this life is, and it's not a game out here, and you need to spend your time not treating it as such, and take things serious. Do your best that you can, and try to help those people around you, uh, and help yourself as well. I also wanted to just show you guys my one of my new shirts. I hope you guys like it. I know it's it's a little controversial, but like I said, we like to have the difficult conversations and spark the conversations around here. Um, Check it out. So, who supports black businesses? You got the check marks right there. Right. So, of course, feel free to support your boy. Check out my Shopify page. I'll post the link in the comments. So, feel free to check out the page because when I was speaking with Dr. Larry, for those of y'all that saw the interview, we talked about how many of us uh, open businesses in our neighborhoods, excuse me, and the only people that tend to come to those businesses and patronize our businesses, excuse me, are us. You don't really see too many people that are not black coming to support many of our businesses, right? So, you definitely don't see no Asians pulling up to many of our businesses. You don't really see the Arabs pulling up to our businesses. You might see some Latinos, every now and again. And you really don't see too many white people as well pulling up to our businesses. But when it comes to their businesses, we are in there plentiful, right? The beauty supply stores. You can't beat us buying the Louis and the Gucci and the Dolce Gabbana, the Fendi. So you can't. You can't beat us with the Chinese food, and we all go to the corner stores that are typically owned by the Arabs as well. So we patronize a lot of different cultures, businesses. We put a lot of different cultures children through school and help them to pay their mortgages and you know take their rent money back to their neighborhood. I mean, take the tax money back to their neighborhood. But how many of them actually patronize us? So just wanted to spark the conversation. Who supports black businesses? And feel free to check it out. So just kind of wanted to transition, man, because there's a few different things that I wanted to talk about this evening, and I won't keep you too long because I know I'm trying to start shortening my videos to the little 5, 6 minute, 10 minute clips. But sometimes, since I don't come on regularly like that, I have a lot of stuff to get off my mind and off my chest and talk to the family about. So, first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was I'll back it up with Dr. Larry. So Dr. Larry, as many of you that may have followed his channel, 42 years straight in, he passed away. His story goes that he ended up shooting a police officer here in Dallas, Texas, back in the 70s, who was basically harassing him. Didn't identify himself as a police officer, and ended up having to do 42 years in the penitentiary behind this situation. And I was fortunate enough to have a mutual friend, and we set up an interview together to talk about this. And he has a few different interviews. His channel is still up, so you definitely should stop by and see some of his content. It speaks about a lot of different variety of things and experiences that he has had. And hey, he has some good stories on there. Like he always say, get your shanks ready and let's ride. So once you turn on and watch some of his videos, you will enjoy yourself. I wanted to share one thing that he talked about uh, with me when we were doing our interview, and I'm gonna bring it on. I'm gonna share it on the screen, and we'll just kind of talk. I'll talk about it, kind of get some dialogue on it. There we go. So let me check it out. So what I do is I'm minimize it. I'm gonna maximize the screen, and I'm just gonna play this little excerpt from it, and then we'll come back to it. All right. So it's me and Dr. Larry.
You know what? We got generational curse on Black community.
Yes, sir.
In poverty.
Yes, sir.
All the single parent households struggling to make it, and when a poor kid is born, he's born with a food stamp card.
Yes,
they all start naming their kids EBT.
Yes, sir.
We don't have nothing to build on for the ones who come behind us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So have generational wealth. We got generational poverty.
Yes, sir.
So how the hell we don't own anything? Now America, blacks are the largest consumers because we don't own shit.
Right, yes, sir.
We're consuming ethnic group.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna stop it right there. And I think he really touched on a lot, and he brought a couple of points home that I just wanted to just talk about. And main thing, for me, what I really took away from that is a couple of different things. But the main thing, of course, is that we're passing on generational poverty. Many cultures pass on generational wealth or create things that they can pass on. You gotta remember, guys, you cannot pass on your job at your office or in your cubicle to your child. You actually have to create your own business, even stocks, real estate investments, Shopify stores, whatever the case may be. You have to create your own entity, your own legacy to pass on. I was talking to a gentleman the other day who actually has vending machines at about, I think he had named about 15, 20 different campuses throughout DISD, throughout Dallas. And he's able to actually, yeah, Bill, yeah, man, yeah, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Dr. Larry, man, good cat. And he was talking about how he had created all these different opportunities to pass on to his children. But, unfortunately, his children did not want to inherit these vending machine contracts he had, and they want to go out and start working. And he was just kind of felt like, hey, man, this is how I put you through college. This is how I was able to put you and your brothers and whatnot through college. And we created this generational or this legacy that we could pass on. And unfortunately, they don't want to take over the business. But you got to look at the grand scope, guys, that we have to pass on legacy and things behind. We have to have life insurance. That's got to be mandatory. If we have to pick up and pay for life insurance for our parents or whatever the case may be, then we need to be able to do that, because too many times that our children are starting with a blank slate. They're having to start out from the bottom and have to go out and create things for themselves. And for me, that's how it was. When I turned 18 years old, or even prior to being 18 years old, it was kind of known that, hey man, you got to figure this out on your own. And I didn't really understand, but now that I'm an adult, I don't feel like that was fair. I mean, it's unfortunate that my people didn't really have the knowledge or did not have the opportunity, say necessarily have the opportunity. They just weren't in the position to where they can tell me about being an entrepreneur, about being maybe like a radiologist or orthodontist or owning my own practice. right? It was like, hey man, you 18. I haven't never been to college, so I can't really tell you about what to do next. You got to figure it out. So of course, it took me a lot of time to kind of figure some things out, and I'm definitely not done yet. But I realized that what I want to do for my child coming is that I want to be able to leave something behind and leave some type of generational wealth. So therefore I try to keep life insurance on myself. I try to keep a 403b. I got 2 life insurance policies, a whole life policy and a term life policy, and make sure you understand the difference between a whole life policy and a term life insurance policy, right? The term life insurance policy is gonna most likely expire when you leave your job. Those are the insurance policies when you start working for somebody and they say, how much life insurance you want? You sign up, and as long as you work there, they paying a portion out of that life insurance, out of your check to make sure you have life insurance. But what happens when you leave that job? Typically that policy goes away. So you want to have your whole life insurance policy to where when that life insurance policy that you've been paying on, whether you with your job or not, you still have that policy. And when it matures, you can actually borrow against that policy if you need to, if you want to, right? So we need to make sure we understand the differences and try to set up something for our children in the long run. Yeah, and man, much respect to Dr. Larry, because after doing all that time, like I spoke on in the video, he was able to come home with the sound mind and a drive to go out here and still make it. A lot of people who go do that type of time, they become institutionalized and come out and cannot come out here and function in the real world outside of the penitentiary type of living. So it just goes to show the power of the mind. And he was actually able to complete his bachelor's degree, his master's degree, and his doctorate. Now, also we talked about in the video, it's like many of us are out here in the free world living our best lives, but we go to work or whatever we do all day, then we come home and watch TV or get on video games. We're not pursuing any educational, any additional educational aspirations. Not looking up what it takes to start a 501c or LLC. Many of us still don't know what a DBA is and how much a DBA costs. You know, and I'm not gonna break it down for you because I want you to do the research. But those type of things, guys, those little things really can go a long way, and we need to take time to, enlighten ourselves and get out some of the foolishness. The entertainment industry is really poisoning a lot of our minds. You see what they got going on. Speaking of, you see what they had going on with Rihanna and was it Rihanna and the other chick the week ago, with the picture disrespecting Martin Luther King, right? So for those of y'all that may not know, of course Rihanna, and just kind of transitioning, Rihanna had did the little picture with Martin Luther King, putting the little goals in his mouth. For those of y'all that haven't seen it, I'll just show it to you, so you can see it, but it was very disrespectful, and people of course were outraged behind it, and it looks like she was didn't take it down for a while, but kind of Tariq Nasheed talks a lot about this type of issue where he talks about a lot of immigrants come over here, black immigrants, and they don't have the same type of understanding or same type of story that we have for our people, and borderline, and I can say borderline, just straight up disrespectful. This picture right here is very disrespectful, and they use the mainstream society typically uses a lot of these people like this, because they look like you. It's easy to infiltrate. They use people like her and a lot of different type of immigrants to help sabotage your message. It's kind of like, to me, when the gay rights movement started using the rainbow flag. Well, we all know the rainbow. Those of us that know our history, we know that the rainbow flag and the rainbow coalition started with Fred Hampton. And Fred Hampton, of the Black Panthers, had a dream that he wanted to bring all people of all colors together, all the poor people together, Black poor people, Asian poor people, Arab, Hispanic, Black, all poor people come together and fight together against the elite and the people who really playing the game on you. See, to me, it's not really about race and color and all that. That's just a tool used by those who want to control and dominate you, because they know divide and conquer will keep them in control. So if I can tell you, hey, you ain't supposed to like them because you're a different color, then all of a sudden that's creating a division. And you're not so focused on what they're doing, you're more focused on what the person that doesn't look like you has going on. So we have to watch out for what my boy Tariq called these tethers who come in here and try to infiltrate us and try to play us for suckers. Right. So this was a very disrespectful post she put on her Twitter, and a lot of people have been, outraged about it. And we need to boycott these type of people. And I really feel like that, they put them and elevate these type of people because they know that they're those that are our enemies know that they will help to sabotage any agenda that we have. So we got to make sure that we're conscious of that and we stop falling for the okie doke. And guys, you just got to stay on your P's and Q's, man. And while I'm on that, not just, you know, the immigrants sabotaging us, but we got to stop sabotaging ourselves too. I'm gonna get to this video and this other video in a second, but before I do, I was on Facebook the other day, ran across this video. Some of y'all may have seen it on Instagram. It's with this mother talking to her daughter, and I'm gonna play the video and we'll get into some dialogue in a second about it. But I really feel like this was disrespectful, and this is what we definitely have to get away from, guys. Got to get away from this type of foolishness, man. And this is what society, to me, is trying to uh, make it seem like this is what black folks are all about. So I'm gonna play this so I get the volume up because you gotta hear what she's saying.
I gotta think of a way to get a fat ass by tomorrow. Huh? I gotta think of a way. Huh? I gotta think of a way to get a fat ass by tomorrow. I gotta think of a way to get a fat ass by tomorrow. Huh? I gotta think of a way. Huh? I gotta think of a way to get a fat ass by tomorrow. I gotta think of a way.
Man, I'm gonna stop it right there, bro, because this is the type of foolishness I feel like that we got to get away from. Yeah, she got the little TikTok hits, whatever subscribers, the views that she may have been wanting. But man, look at this. She's standing right here next to her daughter. What kind of message is she sending to her daughter, man? Straight up, like seriously, y'all, us, man. I mean, and I seen a lot of dudes come in, a lot of thirsty little posts on there talking about this and that, man. Like that's what keep this stuff going, and we gotta let people know, like, having a body and all the physical attributes is not the end all be all. It's not about all that. And then it was a trip because, like, when you see it, like, look what she do to her daughter.
I gotta think of what. Huh? I gotta think of
So
what.
you see, like even when her daughter was like, I know it may be acting it out, but I bet when her daughter asking her certain questions, that's probably how she treat her kid in real life. What? I'm finna go out, this, that, and the third. And what type of message are we sending to our people and to our kids when we doing stuff like that? Like, you know, that's what I mean by we gotta quit sabotaging ourselves, because that perception, that video done gone viral. That's all over the world, and children are more influenced, more easily influenced than us adults. So we gotta quit making stuff like that seem okay. And it's nothing wrong with wanting to look nice and be presentable and be attractive and work out and have a nice body, but it's a time and place for everything, man. And putting all that stuff on the internet and doing that stuff in front of your kid is not giving the right message. What if her daughter, in a few years start talking like that? Like, maybe she won't feel some type of way, but if you're really trying to get a real man and a respectable family, that's not the way to go about it. Because having the body and everything, you know, that's not that's not the end all be all, for a real man. He wants somebody that he can trust to build a relationship with, somebody that's caring to his family, nurturing to his children, so it's deeper than just about having what she just said. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, we gotta really, 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 look at what we doing internally, even externally, what's happening to us, but also look inside and see what's going on. Because to me, man, that was ridiculous, man. I saw that and I was just like, man, really, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? So, we gotta check stuff like that. So, man, but you know, on the lighter, not even really on a lighter note, but to kind of transition from that, man. See, Joe Biden got the new Supreme Justice coming in, and kind of still speaking on the immigrant thing, and like Tariq kind of say, nothing burgers. You know, the Democrats have really, over the last few, just not even over the last few years, but um, it's almost expected that if you black, kind of like Joe Biden said, you're not voting for the Democrats or you're not voting for him, then you're not really black. And we got to quit letting these people take us for granted and giving us, promises that are filled with nothing but air. Like right now, okay, we getting the Supreme Court justice. Looks like Miss Contagia Brown. Most likely is going to be nominated. All right, but many of the times they give us these people like this. Even when we had Kamala Harris, we was like, oh, we got the black vice president coming in. Things are gonna be different. But how have things changed and benefited us? Remember, they were supposed to be meeting with Ice Cube about the contract with Black America. Has that even happened yet? I don't think they made time or even invited him to the White House to even sit down and hear his plan out. So but they passed the anti-Asian hate bill, and to me, they play on us and us not knowing or not really wanting to be involved or get our hands dirty, and just use that against us because right now they're working on trying to pass some of these voter rights laws, right? The Republicans are fighting back. The Democrats are trying to make it a little bit more easier to vote. Now they have been talking about like the mail-in voting, the requirements on ID, and all of these different things that they wanted to kind of alleviate to make it easier to vote. Well, and they said that it's really affecting a lot of black people and poor people, right? Well, my thing is this here, you know, I don't know if that affects us as much as it benefits like illegal immigrants or new immigrants that are coming into the country. Guys, I really think that what's happening is that the Democrats are like, okay, if black Americans or American descendants of slaves or foundational black Americans are waking up or becoming more conscious and like, hey, we're not just gonna vote Democrat because that's what our grandparents did or that's what our mothers and dads did. We're not gonna just vote Democrat blindly. We might not vote. We might vote independent. We might vote Republican. We're going to do what's in our best interest. And so I think that what they're doing is making it easier for immigrants to vote. So you get all these immigrants that can come in and vote Democrat, and they will replace us as a voting block, and they won't need us as much to get elected. And if you've been seeing it over the years, it's kind of been moving in that direction because once you touch the American soil, once you have a child here, then they're automatically citizens. And a lot of those kids who was coming here, in the early 2000s, many of them are old enough to vote now. So the things are starting to shift. The Hispanic population has, bloomed. So they are getting to a point where many of them don't really need us no more. And we have to watch, when they, put people, I ain't just saying just put Supreme Justices and put people in these elevated positions like Kamala Harris, but if they're not really doing nothing for us, guys, like doing tangible things for us in our community, then it's really for nothing, right? You have Miss Leandra Kruger, but as you see right here, she was born to a Jamaican immigrant mother and a Jewish father. Like that's just kind of goes back what Tariq and them talk about all the time. It's like a lot of these guys are immigrants who may not identify with the struggle as we do, and they are and could possibly be oppositional to us, and they just have the black face. It makes you think, oh, they got a black face. they like me, but many of the times they don't have the same mentality. You got to think about it. A lot of the immigrants come over here and they see America as a beacon of hope. They're hoping to get to America. Oh, if I can only get to America, if I can only get to America. Where Black Americans or American descendants of slaves or foundational Black Americans, we don't really view it that way. We like, man, you better be careful what you're doing over here because things could go sour in a minute. And we didn't ask to come here. We just asking and demanding that we get our reparations and that we get treated equally or just right. I didn't necessarily even equally. We just want to be treated right and get what's due to us, which is our reparations. And we don't have to live in harmony with all these different races because many of them don't want to live in harmony with us. We just need our resources and we'll go live on this other side. We don't have to be buddy, buddy, buddy. You ain't got to be my friend. We don't have to go to the same colleges. Just give me my resources and I'll make it. I'll be just fine. I don't have to come to your stores. I don't have to patronize your community if you just give us our resources. So I think that we really have to fight hard and stay awake. And those that don't want to fight and those that don't want to be awake, we got to just discard them and stop spending so much time with those type of people, man. It's just it's a waste of time and it's just a waste of time, waste our mind power and our physical being. And life ain't forever, so we can't continue to get out here and waste time and play games. It's time out for that, man. And one of the last videos that I wanted to show, and I thought it was good, a friend of mine had talked about this, about the rapper Rollo, and I never really even listened to Rollo, but man, I've been watching a little documentary that he made, and he's been touching on some really good stuff, and I just wanted to play a piece for you because I don't know the brother was so conscious, and I think that the movement that he's doing with the Fam America is a really good movement, and he's doing some positive things in his community. So I wish that brother well, and we need more of our rappers, of our celebrities, to have a similar type of initiative and not push so much hate and division amongst each other. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of this video, and I hope you guys get a chance to check out that documentary. I really recommend watching some of it or watching the whole thing. Just up to you. All right, so here it is right here. That's that brother Rollo. And I think it's like 25 parts to this documentary. It's really good. And the parts I've seen has been really good. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of it real quick.
I went to prison and things like that, and we have made it out of a little foundation for the youth. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get back family in America because we lost what we had in the first place. Right. With like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the people that built things up for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go back to that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's a foundation. Yeah, it's a foundation. You know what I'm saying? And they built up the foundation. I'm just trying to keep building it up for them. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk more about that. Who say black men do nothing possible? We're going to talk more about that. The hell? What's up? Right now, we just putting a lot of things together for the communities around the nation. You know what I'm saying? I guess a lot of black on black violence going on, and we're trying to stop that as of right now. Yeah. And right now, in Atlanta, the gang violence is growing real heavy. Like everywhere I go, I see red and blue. You know what I'm saying? And I want everybody to get to know that we black men, you know what I'm saying, and we continue to keep fighting each other, you know what I'm saying? The white man, they gotta fight us, you know what I'm saying? It's already a battle that they already won that we fight against each other. That's real. That's real words right there. That's real. This record we'd like to introduce, man, you got Future.
Man. And I think, man, I liked it. And just hearing stuff like that kept me definitely watching the documentary because he's definitely right about that, man. This infight, man, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk about black on black crime, but we definitely have to cut that out. We got to see each other as brothers and sisters, man, kinfolk, and look out for one another. It's a lot of infiltration of the mind that has caused us to turn on one another, and we got to get away from that and see when you being played and manipulated. I tell my kids all the time that you can't unhear something. You can't unsee something. So once you see it, it's on you. And once you hear it, it's on you. And you don't know what it does to your subconscious mind. So, A lot of the times that you listening to this music, you watching some of these TV, some of these videos, it's programming you without you even know you're being programmed. So you got to make sure that, watch what your kids are watching, watch what your kids are listening to, and watch what you listening to, and watch what you watching and the images you see, because it trains you, and it plays on your subconscious mind, and it causes you to react when you think that you're really in control, but you're really not. That's why I studied psychology in school, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is controlled by the mind. So, you know, you know, there are many people who want to see us, defeated, in a constant consumer base, to continue to send their kids to college and help them to buy, big homes and nice luxury cars and travel all over the world. And they're doing it with our money, because we're not pooling together to establish a true economic base in our community. And we have to get away from that. Bill, I mean, I appreciate you, bro, tuning in, and, all of you guys, who come, say what's up and check out your boy, word, and we gotta, do more to just stay unified, and like minds coming together. Just That's why I put these videos out, because a lot of people put videos about a bunch of foolishness and every little random thing that goes on in the world. And I don't really want to be like that. I just want to get on here and talk about, to me, what's important. And what's important is changing the course of our people and trying to make the world a better place before it's our time to exit out. So go check out that Rollo video. Let's stop okaying the violence going on in our community. Let's help our sisters, our women, our black women, understand that, it's okay to not be so flamboyant, with your look. It's all right to be covered up, and to work a job, and, be educated and sophisticated. Remember back in the day, it was, I want somebody jazzy and classy and a freak behind closed doors, And now it's kind of flipped, and that's part of what's going on. They've kind of taken what we saw as good and turned it into bad, and what we saw as bad and turned it into good. Remember back when I was growing up, it was, you wanted a woman that was a freak behind closed doors, and she didn't be too provocative in public. But now it's the opposite. You want a freak out in public, and behind the closed doors, you want her to be out there, and same thing with the men. Used to want a man who was educated and dapper and sued, and that's like, now I want the man who's sagging and who more gangster and this, that, and the third. That's that mindset of a child. That's a childish mindset, man. So we got to eradicate that and get back to what's real, and get back to treating each other like men and women, not boys and girls or little kids who run around here in the playground. Once again, rest in peace to Dr. Larry, man. I was just one of the fortunate people who was able to meet him and actually do one of the last interviews, I believe, before he passed. I had went by and saw him, took him a little care package as well during his last few weeks, and I didn't even know it. He just hit me up, Doc. I'm like, what's up, Doc? Because I'm in the South. I'm in South Dallas. And he was right, he right up the street. So I stopped by and took him a couple of things and made sure he was good. But he was like, he did definitely say that he had caught that COVID, and so may God have mercy on his soul, and may God keep him. And I don't know if he had any family left, because I don't believe he had any children, and his mother had passed. I don't even know if he had any brothers and sisters. But man, like I say, we not invincible, guys, and just make sure we out here doing the best we can every day. Love on each other, love on your mother, love on your sister, love on your brother, and love on one another, man. Tino, I love you guys, man. Y'all stay prayed up, get that paper up, stay mentally sound and financially disciplined. Don't don't go out here and buy from everybody if they don't want to come support you. You know what I'm saying? And we have to do more as black people to support each other. and lift up our own. It don't mean nothing to go out here and buy a bunch of Gucci. You know, I got Versace too, just like the next girl. I got some Versace slippers and all that. You know, got the Versace boxes and all that stuff. But I had to change my thinking too, man. It's not worth it. It's cool to have an XYZ, but I'd rather go out and support my people, man, and stack my bread. And last but not least, you know, the stock market took a dip these last couple of weeks. You know, like I said, I was gonna get back to making more stock videos, but make sure you guys are hitting that stock market right now. Right now, we taking a dip, and the best time to buy is when it's dipping. You know, like Keenan Grace say. You don't know who Keenan Grace is? YouTube. You know, be a shark in the water. You see blood, let me eat. It's time to eat. I remember when the COVID-19 had happened in 2020, in March 2020, all the stocks had dipped. Had you bought in around that time, you have a whole lot of bread right now. And now we're taking the same thing. The Fed is talking about raising the interest rates over the year. So a lot of people are getting, you know, panicking. They selling, you know, so stocks are taking a plunge. Airlines, energy sectors, so take your time, you know, learn to invest. Like I say, you know, you can go watch some of my old videos where I talk about trading, or just check out, you know, some of the people who make trading videos. Like I said, Keenan Grace, they do really good. You know, I even check his videos out time to time as well. So, man, but anyway, God bless you guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Man, let's continue to make it happen. Tino out. Peace. Chill.